filmmakers, my name is Marina Bruno and welcome to Wondering Pictures. For those of you who don't know, I make films and Wondering Pictures is the name of my production company. I write, direct, produce, and edit a ton of short films which you can check out all on this YouTube channel right here. This right here is the Wondering Pictures online film course where I share some of my own personal tips and tricks on filmmaking and screenwriting, all based on my own personal experience. Please subscribe if you're into filmmaking, creative writing, or if you just enjoy checking out short films. Today I'm going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that beginner screenwriters make. And again, this is all based on my own personal experience, so these are mistakes that I made when I first started writing. I'm not saying that I'm a perfect screenwriter, but these are just some of my own tips. And if you'd like to share some of your own maybe mistakes that maybe you made from your first scripts and any advice you'd like to give to other beginner screenwriters, then please put those down in the comments below. So I wanted to take a moment to let you guys know that this video is brought to you by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in creative writing, storytelling, and even screenplay writing. I personally love the course on creative writing project, Brainstorm Your Story, because of how organized and simply explained its teaching methods are. Each course is divided into small, easy to understand segments that you can follow along at your own pace. If you're someone who's looking for new ways to expand your mind and would like to invest in your personal education as a writer or creator, and you think this will be of value and will find lots of useful benefits in this, then I definitely recommend signing up. Premium memberships give you unlimited access, so you can join classes and communities that are just right for you and your career and artistic goals and ambitions. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or even career, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving. Skillshare will help you learn more on how to be a better writer and will exercise your creative mind with these courses. Skillshare is also super affordable. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month. Join more than 7 million creators learning with Skillshare. The first 500 of you guys to sign up will get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. Check out the link in my description to sign up now. Alright, back to the video. So the first mistake that beginner screenwriters make is that they sit in front of their computer to write without already having seen the entire movie in their head. Sitting in front of a blank page, forcing yourself into creating a story is the exact cause of writer's block. The best way to write out a movie is to first see it in your head. Once you see the entire movie in your head, you won't be able to write fast enough because you're gonna have so much information already ready to be written that you'll literally already want to get to the ending, but you still have to write the beginning. The second biggest mistake that beginner screenwriters make when writing a script is that their characters say what their audience wants them to know instead of expressing that message through the entirety of the story. So a good way to show something to the audience is to show it visually through action versus having the characters say straight up what's going on. For instance, let's just say the character Bob asks John, how many of those cookies have you been eating? You know you're supposed to lose weight, right? And then John replies, what are you talking about? I only ate 2 boxes. And then Bob flips out and says, damn it, John, you're gonna get sick eating all those cookies. So the message that's trying to be conveyed in this scene is that obviously John has an eating problem and Bob is trying to help him out. So instead, maybe a better way to show this is to have Bob walk in on John, and then John is seemingly out of breath eating a bowl of salad. But then Bob is still kind of suspicious. And then also notice that there's no dressing in the salad and Bob is just eating pieces of lettuce. So then Bob says, no dressing, huh? Sort of as if he realized that Bob ate a bunch of cookies but is hiding the fact by pretending to eat a salad. So you can see how we kind of already know what's up just by the demeanor of the characters, the action that's taking place, and then the tension, so the vibe between the characters. No one said anything about Bob being overweight, but we kind of already know that that's what's going on based on the entirety of the scene itself. This allows the audience to figure out what's going on their own instead of being spoon-fed the story. Remember, people aren't stupid, so you don't have to spoon feed them your theme or the message you're trying to send with the script, because when you do this, it has no effect on them. We are each individually thinking organisms who are in a constant state of observing and then solving problems, seeking answers and trying to figure out the truth always. So a story should present them hints, and what they realize from the story will actually come from them and not you not the writer or the filmmaker, which allows for a better, higher quality experience for the audience. It's like you don't learn how to ride a bike by your parents explaining to you with words how to ride a bike. The way you learn is that they just give you a bike and you sit on it and you actually try biking and you learn for yourself. Sure, they can give you pointers and tips, but it's always in your hands whether or not you're gonna actually be able to ride the bike. There's this awesome TED Talk about storytelling that I'll leave in the description below. And one thing that he says is that give the audience 1 + 1, but don't give the audience 1 + 1 = 2. The third mistake that beginner screenwriters make is that they don't know their ending before they start writing. The ending of your film is the most important part. It's the final creation of every single element in the story that led up to that. It's the combination of all of the story's elements coming together in one conclusion. It's pretty much the purpose of the whole story. It's what everything in the movie is leading up to. Without your ending, there's no direction in your story. Sid Field mentions this in his book Screenplay Writing, how knowing the ending of your script is like knowing your end destination when you're driving somewhere. When you get in your car, you usually put in a final destination in your GPS. Your GPS will then provide you several different routes to get to that destination. There will be detours, different roads, sometimes highways, and sometimes small neighborhoods that you have to drive through. You may even get pulled over by a cop along the way. But despite all of these little obstacles, no matter what happens, you ultimately have the same destination. I totally recommend having your ending in mind and then seeing where the story takes you. It can make for a much smoother script writing process and can give you a better sense of clarity and direction. The fourth mistake that beginner screenwriters make is that their story is weak, meaning there's no intention in anything that's going on. For instance, some people linger too much on characters, scenes that are trying to be clever just for the sake of being clever, random funny moments that you just want to incorporate into the script just because you want that funny moment. Doing things like this can make the script somewhat weak because that character moment or witty joke isn't in essence leading up to anything or has any relevance to the film. Having movement and forward direction in your script is key to keeping everything in the same realm in your film. Stick to your theme. If you're making a carrot cake, you're going to follow a carrot cake recipe. You're not going to toss in salt and pepper and chili peppers because you think it's going to make it taste funky. If you want to play around with the recipe, sure, but you'd probably want to stick to ingredients that are in the realm of cake, like fruits, anything sugary and sweet, almonds, flour. You wouldn't add tuna to your carrot cake recipe, no matter how much you love tuna. If you really love tuna, then make a tuna sandwich and use ingredients that will go well with tuna. And lastly, the final mistake that beginner screenwriters make is that they're not fully present with each scene. By present, I mean focusing and being in the moment with your scene. Don't throw something in there to serve something else. This is a method that they use a lot in typical movies, like a lot of stuff builds up to something else. You can of course do this, and it is a common tool for script writing, but it might be interesting if you tried not to do that. And by being present, that doesn't mean that this scene isn't leading up to the next. By being present in each scene, that can create a more natural flow, a more natural forward movement in the story, which then creates an ongoing flow. The flow itself that's created when being present with each scene is exactly what a story is. Don't write scenes and then put them into a script. Instead, try creating moments that lead up to next moments until you reach a final conclusion. It's like having everything ombre together, which is very smooth. Okay, so let's end this episode with an Instagram question from you guys. So RileySean235 asks, can you go more than 120 pages, or is that the exact limit? Yes, you can. There's no limit to how long you want a script to be. There's some movies that are 1 hour and a half long, and there's some movies that are 3 hours and a half long. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If there's something I didn't cover in this video that you would like me to elaborate on, please let me know in the comments below so I can incorporate it into a future video. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to Wondering Pictures for new film course videos. Check out my short films if you'd like and let me know what you thought of them. Follow me on Instagram for raw behind the scenes every single day. And if you want to support this channel and my films, you can become a producer on Patreon. Also, Also be sure to check out the Wondering Pictures clothing store where you can get a shirt that represents who you are and what you do. These shirts are basically magical, so whenever you wear them, you will inevitably become the best version of whatever it is that your shirt is while you wear it, because it ignites the motivation and inspiration. So basically, if you're wearing a director's shirt, you can't not be a director, and if you're wearing a writer's shirt like this one right here, you can't not write scripts. So be sure to check that out. Also, if you guys want more of me, you can check out my second channel. Alright guys, check you later.